Hello, 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 everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to our next two chapters in Archangelology, still talking about the wonderful, beautiful, protective Archangel Michael. So in these next two chapters, 8 and 9, we're going to start out with how to tell when Archangel Michael is around, and then writing a letter to Archangel Michael as a way of communicating with him. So let's go ahead and get started on chapter 8. Life is never one smooth and happy ride until our passing, unfortunately. At many different points, we will be faced with difficult choices, uncertainty, fear, grief, and other challenging situations. Sometimes the shoulder of a loved one is enough to keep us from falling, but more often than not, we need our spiritual guides. In many trying moments, nothing else will do except, quite literally, the help of an angel. Thankfully, angels know when we are in trouble and the precise help to offer. They are everywhere and might be beside you as you read this book. They, however, refrain from tinkering with human choices and its outcomes without permission. They might get involved to stop evil occurrences in times when people may not have the chance to say a quick prayer and invite the help of angels, as in the case of car crashes and the likes. In most cases, they stand aside and try to make their presence known in several ways. The Archangel Michael can be especially persistent when trying to communicate his presence. Those who are ignorant of the operations of spiritual entities may just chuck it up to gut feelings. However, those who have taken the time to gain knowledge on this subject are comforted by the signs that are outlined below. So the number one sign is you feel at peace. Although this sign is common to all angels, Michael's peace is more comforting than most. He often appears in crisis situations when human judgment is ordinarily impaired. It is, in fact, in such scenarios that we might notice his unmistakable calm the most. You can also feel the peace of the Archangel when you are anxious and angry. He envelops us in his wings and will stay for as long as we need him to. Number 2, you see his aura. In chapter 1, we saw that archangels are associated with certain colors. These colors are their auras, and every angel has one. It glows brilliantly and might be observable by humans in some cases. Michael's aura is blue. If you suddenly see a shimmer or a flash of blue, this could be the archangel making himself known. Number 3, you come upon a feather. As pointed out earlier, Michael is a very persistent angel. He understands that human beings are doubtful creatures and that we are not likely to be convinced by one sign. As such, he will leave multiple clues to help you recognize his presence. One of such clues is a feather. If you remain skeptical after seeing the light of St. Michael's aura and feeling the angelic calm, you might begin to see physical evidence of the fact that he is close to you. This is a calling card that should awaken and reassure you of God's love. It should neither alarm nor scare you in any way. I think they say that especially finding a feather where you wouldn't really be likely to find one is especially a sign of his presence or of an angel's presence, whether it's your guardian angel or your angel guides. If you're walking through a bird farm or a forest, for example, and you find a feather, you might not associate it, but you still could. So you kind of have to still listen to your gut, listen to your intuition, and look for the other signs. Number 4, you hear his voice. Have you ever been upset or anxious about any matter, and then you hear, seemingly out of nowhere, someone speak? This might be in a whisper or a more audible tone. If the voice seems to come from no apparent source, this could be an angel trying to communicate with you. Michael might whisper to you or speak in his characteristic, clear, deep voice. While hearing his voice might be a bit jolting, his words and messages are those of peace and love. Oftentimes, they are also laced with humor. He wouldn't be forceful or commanding. Remember that Saint Michael is also a healer, and he is gentle with humans. And number 5, you see his name everywhere. How often do you hear or see the name Michael in a day? Even if you have a friend, pet, or a sibling named Michael and you live on Michael Street, chances are that you won't stumble on the name at every turn or hear it at work, in your car, and other places that aren't your street. So if this happens, don't be too quick to dismiss the sign. This is even more true when you find the name 3 times. You might receive help from someone named Michael or Michelle, or hear the name on the radio. It is more rewarding for you to acknowledge the Archangel's presence, accept his heavenly calm, and ask for his help where you need it. Number 6, you know it's the truth. Am I just hearing what I want to hear? You might ask yourself. However, Michael's signs and messages cannot be easily dismissed as an overactive imagination. Whether they are practical or easy, it will be clear that you are neither hearing a lie nor seeing an illusion. While the ego is powerful and cunning, it is incapable of mimicking angelic signs and messages. Number 7, you feel hot. You might feel a warm sensation when Michael is close to you. Before adjusting the air conditioner or worrying that you might be coming down with something, consider the possibility that an archangel has honored you with his presence. This warm feeling is noticeable even in generally cold temperatures. Michael, as we saw in chapter 1, is associated with fire. This is not just an element that is imagined by artists and storytellers. It is a truth. Michael is often regarded as a sun deity by some because of the sheer amount of heat that he conducts. Thankfully, Michael will not cause you any harm with this heat. It often feels no hotter than the rays of the sun on a warm afternoon. Number 8, you see repeating numbers. Again, how often do you see the number 777? Even accountants and mathematicians rarely stumble on a specific order of number multiple times in a day. Since we always expect randomness in many aspects of our daily experience, Michael could try and get your attention with some order and repetition. You may have heard a lot about 1111 and now reflexively dismiss such phenomenon. However, the fact that you are now reading this book means that you want to be more open-minded to the idea. You have everything to gain by doing so. When next you find repeating numbers throughout your day, know that St. Michael is reaching out to you. Number 9, you see symbols of protection. This usually happens after someone prays to St. Michael. Think of what makes you scared, anxious, or apprehensive. When you call to the archangels in such times, he immediately wants to help. To do so, he might direct your attention to objects that symbolize his protection over you. He will also provide you with the clarity to understand the meaning of such symbols. You might see a cross while waiting to be called for an interview. If you feel anxious about going in public, you might notice a sword. This could be as a mural or on a poster, anywhere. Even umbrellas can be shown to you by Michael since they provide a hiding place from the rain. Number 10, you hear his guidance as your thoughts. In the depths of a depression, it is nearly impossible to have uplifting or optimistic thoughts. If you have ever gotten to such a point in your life, then you fully understand the ever-sinking feeling that follows depression. Even worse is the fact that you might want to keep drowning in the negativity and darkness that cloaks your mind. If you ask Michael for help, your mental image of your situation will gradually become less bleak. First, you will feel calm and relaxed. You might have a funny thought and chuckle. Then you gain an astronaut's perspective of your life, and all your problems will become less overwhelming than they were. This is Archangel Michael speaking to you through your thoughts. And now chapter 9, writing a letter to Michael. When you love and trust someone, you would miss them when they are not around. In the case of your relationship with the Archangel, that would be when you feel they are not around. You enjoy communicating with them as often as possible and employ various means to do so. Thankfully, Michael is ever ready to listen, reply, and assist you. You can communicate with him meditatively through prayer and by writing letters. Not everyone is experienced with being still and meditating. Also, you might have doubts about your prayers reaching Michael. You shouldn't, but it still happens. And you want something physical to strengthen your belief. Before writing the letter, it is important that you know that you are worthy of angelic attention. These powerful spiritual beings have loved you unconditionally from the moment your soul was created by God. They never want to lose sight of you, and they are eager to help you. Uncertainty and self-doubt might affect your expectation, which could hinder you from hearing your angel. Cynicism and dishonesty may also hinder your communication with Michael. You must be sincere when writing to him. While writing the letter, do not be surprised if you feel the presence of the angel you are trying to reach. For Michael, as you already know from the previous chapters, this is the warm sensation, a comforting feeling, and a glowing blue aura. As you pour your heart out in your letter, the Archangel's presence might become more palpable. This is him urging you to hold nothing back. Express the full range of your emotions, from hurt feelings to gratitude, and make all your requests known. You can ask Michael to grant you physical or emotional healing. If you need the help of a therapist, ask him to guide you to the right one. Ask for courage and his protection if you are about to engage in something that is both positive and dangerous. Archangel Michael can also ensure that you get justice when you deserve it, but your requests do not necessarily have to be serious. You can ask St. Michael's help to fix a faulty television set. At the end of this exercise, you might choose to burn the letter or save it, but be confident in your belief that you have been heard. Arrange the letter like you would if you were addressing a close friend. Write the angel's name at the top of the page and follow this with your name and the date. Now write, "Dear Archangel Michael," at the top, and then begin expressing your sincere thoughts. You can sign the letter by writing "Thank you," "Yours faithfully," "I love you," or whichever way feels right for you. That's it. Your letter has been sent to and received by Michael. The Archangel might reply through your dreams. As such, it is important that you do not sleep late or wait until you are exhausted before going to bed that night. You want to be able to remember what instructions and revelations are shown to you. When you wake up, record what you saw while dreaming. This can be done by writing down what you remember or using a video or audio recorder. I think that would probably work better for me as a video or audio, because right when you wake up, it's kind of hard to just pick something up and start writing. And the longer you wait, the more you lose that dream, which sometimes they can feel so intense and so life-shattering and life-changing. And you think, oh, I'm not going to forget that. No way. And then an hour later, you've forgotten it. And the more you try to remember it, it's like the harder it is, right? Okay, so we're going to stop right there with those two chapters. And then we're going to talk about using Reiki regarding Michael the Protector, and then daily life with Archangel Michael, and just a quick afterword, and we'll be done with the book. So we'll stop right there. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you for the last two chapters in this book. Until next time, please take care of yourself. Please take care of those around you. I thank you so much for joining me. I love you all. I'm sending you all of my love and light, and I will see you again soon for the last sections of this book. Take care. Bye-bye.